Let your future self speak. What do you want and desire? Today, not even the last year, or perhaps not even the last month, right here, right now. What do you want and desire? Remember that no matter what's been happening in your past or this year or whatever, however, though, you get to decide how you want to view it and hold it. You don't need to let your past define you. You are allowed to pivot to move in any direction you choose. So this is so much about living, leading, and showing up for yourself in a way that feels right, radiant, and expansive for you.
Welcome to The Rise Show, a podcast for highly driven and spiritual women with big ideas, dreams, and visions. Audacious women just like you, who are committed to their evolution and obsessed about all things personal growth, spirituality, manifestation, and feminine embodiment. I'm your host, Nathalie Banaszak, feminine success and branding coach, and I'm here to support you on your journey and path of expansion. I know you're ready for so much more. Permission granted to go for greatness, your wildest desires, and the most radiant and full expression of the brand called you. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Welcome back, my love, and welcome to December, the last month of 2025. Such a big and special year. Wow, what a year it's been. I don't know about you, but I think you can feel it too. There is something so deeply tender, powerful, and potent about this time of year. Not only because of the sparkling and magical energy of the season, the love and beauty of the holidays, the pace of the world. I mean, yes, all of that too. But what I'm referring to here is it feels sacred because of what begins to happen inside of us. And for me, it has always felt like a quiet threshold, an opening and a clear doorway between what has been and what's about to begin. For the past 5 years, I've made December part of my New Year's rituals, which means I enter the month with a clear intention to declutter because I know it's part of the purification, creating space for what wants to be birthed next into our lives. And this is a topic for today's episode as well. And I will share beautiful December rituals for clarity, vision, and inner leadership. And last week, I actually looked into the intentions and goals that I set for this year. And wow, again, it's just to marvel at the twists and turns of watching the universe in action. It's just like every year has its own theme. I'm sure you feel that too. So this threshold, what's been, what is, and what wants to be brought into life next. Wow, I feel it so strongly this year for me, clients, my friends, my circle, for you, for us. And it's this inner shift. For me, this is how it's showing up even more strongly this year. And at the same time, it's more soft, but more clear and powerful than I can recall I've ever felt it before. It's this sense of slowing down, the speed, the rhythm. It's the power of the pause, this healthy forever need to release, to recalibrate, to become by being even more fully and freely yourself. And this goes for me, for you, for all of us. And it is my intention and hope that today's episode will meet you where you are beautifully. And this is a gentle and intimate conversation about purifying your inner world so that your next level identity has space to arrive. We'll talk about what declutter means in a more holistic sense, how we actually clear space, how we clear our channel for the new. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let's drop in together. These past few weeks have changed me in a way that's subtle, but unmistakable. And if you listen to the last episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. If not, go back to that episode. Honestly, to speak about these past weeks would not have made this whole year and more like a whole era any true justice, as everything is connected. For me, these last weeks, though, have been standing out in a way. Again, I'm not sure if I've ever really experienced that in this deep sense before. You know how it is. We keep getting the lessons we most need to learn, and we think we got it. I mean, the lesson, and then realize, okay, I can go way deeper here. And I'm speaking about myself here. You can probably hear that I'm smiling as I'm speaking these words and sharing them with you. And I know you can relate to this. I know to be sure. The softer I get, the more I ground myself, the more I allow myself to slow down with ease, the more I am open to elegantly receive what wants to come to me. Not by doing more, but by more being, which is such a fundamental concept of femininity. Would love to hear your thoughts as you hear me share and speak this truth. So change, transformation arrives not through the big moments necessarily, not through pushing ourselves into the transformation, not through hustling to become more, to become faster, to get the results in our timeline, but it happens very powerfully through quiet shifts, through honesty, through really noticing what isn't aligned anymore and being really willing to release it over and over and over again. And that's what's so wild about personal transformation. We tend to believe that change happens in the big breakthrough. Yeah, but not really. It's the compound effect of all the times you have been showing up for yourself, your values, your truth, your higher vision, year after year, month by month, week by week, and day by day. Now, this is feminine leadership at its core. And for me, since arriving back to Sweden, it's almost been a month since I came back from Bali. I've been on long walks around Gothenburg, embracing the city, the water, the nature, the vibe. And I've been feeling this deep pull into stillness, not a stagnant stillness at all, but a sacred and a so strong one. Stillness, it feels so much like deeper truth, like this soft, very sacred next level homecoming. Like the future version of me, the woman I'm stepping into. Well, she's already here, inviting me into a softer, grounded, more intentional way of being. And it's like me, I'm realizing this even more day by day. And wow, it's powerful. And perhaps you've been feeling something similar. A sense that the year, this season is asking you to slow down, not to stop, but to just listen more deeply, to check in with yourself more often, to declutter and purify, not just your calendar in your home, but your energy, your vibration, your frequency, and ultimately your identity, to be even more in your power, to be unapologetic about your standards. This is the beauty of December. Before we go deeper, I want to share something gently. Light Weeks for Vine's Mastermind, the Golden Bridge Experience, are officially open. This is a 90-day identity, leadership, and expression mastermind for the woman who knows she's ready for her next level. but wants to enter it with softness, brilliance, and clarity. December is our grounding space, a gentle portal where you reflect, purify, and prepare yourself for what you're stepping into. There is no pressure, no pushing, just resonance, readiness, and extra time for reflection and your journey of becoming. If you've been feeling the pull and call toward a higher version of you, toward more inner power, more radiance, more expression, more sovereignty, and you long for more support and sharing the journey with other rising women, Light Weeks and the Bridge may be exactly what your next chapter is asking for. You can explore everything and apply through the link in show notes. Okay, let's drop back into the episode. And well, where I'm at, the Northern Hemisphere, we have winter, darkness, and I always say, look at nature. How does she behave? And it will bring you home to yourself in a way no other month does, in a sense. And personally, after years of living in the tropics, coming back home from another home, beautiful Bali, at this Swede, I appreciate this season for what it so generously gives more than ever. I am, well, surprised I am. But again, this year, I'm enjoying the cold. I am savoring the darkness. It feels like a huge warm embrace and hug from Mother Nature. Like I'm being invited to slow down, and yes, to slow down even more and to really pause, to tune inward. And as it goes, creativity loves this rhythm. It's part of the process. So if January is the month of visions and intentions, then December is the month of purification. Not heavy detoxing, not grinding through goals, not pushing to end the year strong in a masculine way. I personally set goals and crystallize my visions from a very sacred place within me. This is the energy of this episode, and it's what I want to share with you. I expand my dreams and I draw information from within, from what feels right for me, and that's the direction I move in. Personally, I also do specific visionary sessions with clients. So December is potent. And your 2026 begins now, not January. It's right here, right now, in your presence. Purification is feminine, it's internal, it's subtle, it's identity work. And purification is not about fixing yourself. And I believe it's actually quite common misconception in the world of personal growth. Personal evolution is not about correcting something that's wrong. It's a conscious choice we get to make and take, and it's to decide who you want to be and consciously filter away everything that's just been conditioned in you, that's not really who you are at your core, so that you can live a glorious life that brings you freedom, purpose, joyful heart, tremendous meaning, and a sense of deep feeling of fulfillment. And whatever that life, whatever that contribution and service looks like for you, I know you have a unique set of skills, gifts, talents, and the desires that lives within you that are so holy. And they would not live inside of you if you would not have the ability to fulfill it all. And I believe that the most real, high, and true expression of you is in the highest good of all. It's about returning home, really. It's about the homecoming again, and removing everything that blocks you from being who you already are. That's really what authenticity is all about. And I want to offer you a few invitations, not steps, not tasks, not rituals you have to do, but invitations you can soften into. Okay, so my first invitation, let your body lead. Listen to your gorgeous and incredibly wise body because she always knows. And oh goodness, even when we have rituals and routines that we follow, it's actually very healthy to invite pattern interruptions. And that's always what the body will signal. So yeah, your body knows when something is needing a pause. And in this context, she also knows when something is finished, when a cycle is complete, when an old identity is no longer meant to be carried. She gives us exactly what we need. So whatever needs to land in gets the space to do so. And most often, that means slowing down in a way we probably did not plan for. So listen to her. Listen for the yes. Listen for the no. Listen for what contracts or what expands here. Explore how ease feels in your body. And whenever you need to make a decision, small or big, ask yourself what makes it feel tight and what makes it feel light. What are the actions you genuinely make from a place of clear intention rather than just doing things on autopilot or obligation? So let December be the month you return to your body and know that there's a time, space, and chapter for everything. Okay, so my second invitation, big one. Simplify your frequency. Explore your default energy. What's the vibration you spend most of your time in? And you hear me speak about this all the time. Do this work. Be intentional about it. Are you spending time in love, joy, ease, calm? Or is it a constant default back into old patterns of fear, pressure, not feeling good enough? So ask yourself, what is taking my space and my energy that no longer belongs? What wants to go? What am I ready to leave behind? And you might feel drawn to declutter your mind, your home, your wardrobe, calendar, commitments. It can be about reducing noise, which can be on your socials. Well, anything online. What accounts are you following, Step away from people who drain you. And wow, it's an invitation of its own, actually. Really choose your circle oh so wisely. Who gets access to your energy? And release obligations that simply feels heavy. And Christmas is a very interesting season. So there is this quote from, I think it's Ram Dass who said it. You think you've become enlightened? Well, then go back home and spend the holidays with your family and see what shows up. Something like that. I mean, when we go back to perhaps environments or relationships, where old patterns tend to be triggered, don't judge, just be curious. Okay, what's going on? What is this about? Let it all be what it is and then let go. This is purification. My third invitation, tell the truth to yourself. So making time and space for reflection is key. Contemplate and create space for solitude. If you've never had the habit of actually spending time to simply be with yourself, try it out and ask yourself the big questions. Really sit with them. Make it an act of self-love and a sacred time to connect with them. And there are so many questions to play with here to just give you a couple of them. What has this year taught you? Where did you rise? What are the challenges you've gone through? Where did you abandon yourself? And where did you lead from pressure instead of presence? And as you do this work, do not forget to celebrate yourself. What do you want to acknowledge yourself for? This question is so massively important. So let December give you the space to just be radically honest, not to shame or guilt yourself. Just be radically honest because this is ultimately about freeing yourself. Simply be the witness. Observe what's going on inside of you and what this year has been all about for you. My fourth invitation, let your future self speak. What do you want and desire? Today, not even the last year, or perhaps not even the last month, right here, right now. What do you want and desire? Remember that no matter what's been happening in your past or this year or whatever, that's information. However, though, you get to decide how you want to view it and hold it. You don't need to let your past define you. You are allowed to pivot to move in any direction you choose. So this is so much about living, leading, and showing up for yourself in a way that feels right, radiant, and expansive for you. So who are you becoming? And what does she require from you now? The future self, your future self, so to speak. Because the woman you're stepping into, she already exists. She's not waiting for January. She's here today, waiting. And December is where you make room for her. So a couple of invitations for you. Explore them and see what's unfolding naturally for you as you give yourself time and space to declutter, to purify. And I want to expand our conversation about identity work, because this is about becoming through being. So identity work is not about forcing yourself into a new version you don't even believe in yet. It's about, again, choosing who you want to be now and letting your decisions align with that identity of you. You get to grow, expand, and become while you live and appreciate every precious moment of exactly who you are right now, where you are right now. So do not fall into the trap of believing that you will only be happy whenever you get to that point or, get that thing or whatever it might be. Happiness is really a choice. You can choose to be her now. And every single moment is a sacred gift of wealth, conscious wealth, which means immense gratitude. So be that woman who loves herself fiercely, who is grateful for what is, and still also excited for what's to come, the journey, the excitement, the adventure. And as always, I always feel I want to make a disclaimer. Sometimes we go through big challenges. You might go through something that's so massive right now. And in that exact moment of that challenge, it can even be a crisis. Obviously, allow yourself to feel all the feels. Go through the emotions. Let all emotions be welcome. But at the end of the day, when you are ready to go back to find gratitude, because no matter what we're navigating through, this will help us move forward. And again, depending on who you are, the situation, but I trust you get the context and the essence of what I'm saying here. It's all about self-love. So, are you afraid of the unknown? Or can you celebrate the excitement of not knowing how the universe is going to dazzle you today, tomorrow, next week, the year to come and beyond? Choose to feel and live in the vibration of this expansiveness, not limitation and lack. Build emotional awareness. Day by day, never suppress anything. Emotions and thoughts are not the enemy, not your enemy. And this is what's beautiful when we really learn how to self-regulate and how to navigate our inner world. Even when we're facing difficulties, challenges, when we're going through rock bottoms or whatever it might be. It's about exploring a reality where you consciously give life to all of what you desire more of. So you rise through your choices, you rise through your standards, you rise through the micro moments every day where you say, I choose her, the woman I'm becoming, over who I've been, honoring what's been with love and gratitude. Still, choosing something that feels aligned for who you are, and where you're going. This is feminine leadership. This is emotional mastery. This is sovereignty. This is expression. So in this moment, ask yourself, what identity am I ready to release? What identity am I ready to claim? What version of me wants to lead the next chapter? This is the exact work we'll do together inside Light Weeks and The Bridge. Not strategy first, spirit and identity first. Because when you shift your identity, everything around you shifts too. I won't go deep into all the details here, but I want to share something that I'm very excited about, and I will share it with you very softly. For the first time ever, I am opening the doors to a Founders Circle for Rise Mastermind, the Golden Bridge Experience. And December is our gentle beginning. The Light Weeks opening is an invitation, not heavy work. It's a soft and smooth landing and anchoring. It's a purification of your mind, heart, and soul. It's a place to reflect, release, recenter, and reconnect. It's where you meet the woman your next chapter requires. If you feel the resonance of my words, trust your intuition. Your body always knows what's right for you. Link with all the details are in the show notes. Thank you for letting me into the beginning of your December. Thank you for being in this season with me as season of truth, softness, identity, and becoming. And thank you for being here, tuning in every week, being willing to show up for the journey. I always tell my clients, I tell my circle, my dearest friends, this always, we're in this together. And I really, really, really mean that. So your next era doesn't begin with readiness. It begins with a decision, a committed decision, a decision to stop dimming and start rising above anything that's been heavy on you. That's your next level, and she's waiting, and I am so grateful that you are here.
If you loved this podcast, please go ahead and subscribe. That way you get updates anytime I post a new episode. And if you're feeling extra generous, go ahead and share this with a sister you know needs to hear this message and leave a review. It would mean so much, as I love to envision a world with more feminine embodied leaders. If you're looking to further grow, evolve, and expand your life and business, connect with me on Instagram and sign up for my Rise newsletter. Get ready to receive special announcements, inspiration, high vibe self-empowerment, tips, hacks, and tools on how to become the woman you most want to be right into your inbox. Link in the show notes. Until next time, have a gorgeous week.